dripping and chicken and meals. Yeah, look at my lips. Design of my jacket, I'm handing out bills. Yeah. They work, they clock, they watch, no stop, no option. We ball, we poppin', we gone, let's go. Get money, get more, the show. I got it, and it's playing it on the boat. Nigga, we can run the bottom. Yes, it's time for the boss. Yeah, the darker colors, with the diamonds on top of the chokers. What niggas coming in lane? Shit, we dropping them all like a floater. I ain't gon' mention his name, but if he do us like that, then it's over.
Alright boys, let's get this tour started. And open the outside compound gates. Some little peak windows right there. To the China wall gate. Let's go ahead and check out the China walls and the external. Here's a way up one of the China walls. Nice ladder hatch to get up. Here's the external. Go right here. Other side. Also have this netting. You can get up. Also another route up right in front of the external TC. Obviously here's a connection. Full China wall, you can run along the gate, everything. Pretty average China wall. Let's go into the gatehouses. You have two external peaks out here. Two entrances, one peak that's sealed off. Large furnace space. See breach peaks on first and third floor. First and third/fourth floor. On in. Airlock. The breach peaks look like. Also having front door side with compound side peaks. Do a full run around. Other side. It's the full layout of the inside. One route up. Looks like this. The other route up being right here. The front door ladder hatch, triple triangle all the way up. So the inner compound looks like, or not inner compound, inner core. Two entrances. Pretty much just mimics itself. Second floor. It's TC, here's upkeep on main base. Third floor. Actually, before I forget, going through here. Here's batteries and stuff right next to the TC on second floor. Third floor is some beds all the way around. Fourth floor is some more beds for peaks, some lockers, stuff like that. Here's first layer of Peakdowns. To the inner core. Second layer of Peakdowns. Here's your jump path. Bedrooms on each corner, then your early shooting floor. Triple triangle is going to be your way to get into core, or get into open core per se. Floor there, the window here for the fences. This is on three sides, this double door setup, and then it'll be 6 box loot rooms. On the other three sides will jump up through the center. For some reason it's not letting me jump. There we go. But yeah, this is super easy. It's mostly better just to enter into core, and then most people just leave with the doors. But there is an option to get out if you need to. 7 box loot rooms. These are ramp bugs, but yeah. Sanctuary kind of sucks, but whatever. Center is 10 vendings, and then a bunch of boxes on the outside. You can obviously put like couches or workbenches or whatever you want in front of here. I just have vending machines. That combined, the blue room isn't really that bad. So locker. Coming up the triple triangle to get to roof. Have roof peaks. I guess like breach peaks for shooting floor. Beds are kind of just scattered everywhere. All the entities are placed super heavily just to show you different routes and ideas. Here's ramp peaks into open core. I have this triangle frame because people complain about the jump, but if you don't have a retarded team that can actually strafe jump, then you're probably fine. But it just adds ease of access and mobility. Rest of this, there's bedrooms. The other jump up, bedrooms here as well. It's also a sanctuary bug, it should be connected, but roof peaks. Some more beds. All the shooting floor is completely segregated, so if one spot gets breached, normally you're pretty safe, and they have to continue blowing. It's window, salty cell, shooting floor peaks. Some wide gap action. Ramp shooting on the other angles. Through peaks, double doors, or you can do single doors depending on your preference. Quick little run around. Quick little run through what the roof looks like. Obviously super open for scrap alley, stuff like that, good turret coverage. Some roof M2 peaks, stuff like that. Those are pretty good peaks. Pretty straightforward roof, nothing special. Here's the roof angle peaks, and then there's the double door peak. Okay boys, hopefully you guys like that tour. We're gonna go ahead and get into a couple things. On screen right now is gonna be the build cost of the entire build. This is including all the deployables seen in the tour video and in the cinematic video. And also right below it, you're gonna see the box amount for each material. Next up on screen right now is gonna be the build upkeep. This is per day on all of the TCs combined. So this is for 24 hours of keeping the base alive. And then lastly right here we have the build order for this video. There's timestamps on the left side of all of these different subjects, as well as it's going to be in the description. Go out another layer. And then this is going to be our wall stack for the base. And just 7 squares out. Build back with triangles. This is your first initial footprint. From your wall stack, I'm going to add squares to every side of each triangle, fill in the spots, and a square again on all the triangles, and a triangle off of each of the sides of the squares. Let's start the wide gap. We'll go 2 squares out, build back with triangles, go ahead and do the same square pattern again, so you're left with this. Go ahead and raise the next square foundation that you have, and then the next 3 square foundations are going to be lowered. Go ahead and add a 4th, add triangles onto that 4th one. Go ahead and triple triangle, add the square at the end. At the top here, we go ahead and build out. This is all just feel it out. I normally don't ever count the amount of triangles I use, but just As long as it can be sealed by a gate, you're all good. And then the rest of the footprint will look like this. Let's go ahead and connect this for the next side of the wide gap. This will be your gatehouses. Go ahead and show TC connections. With this, normally your initial TC connection will be somewhere around right here. Let's go ahead and add these for stability. And then this will be your full TC connection. You can also do as many entrances as you'd like. You can do 1, 2, 3, doesn't really matter to me. I normally do 2 on this core. It's just personal preference. But you're gonna go ahead and go to any of the triangles that you like. Go ahead and put a door frame paired with another one on the right side of it, and then one paired with also on the square. Then you can go ahead and just fill the entire barrier on the outside with walls. And then go ahead and place a wall on the left or right side, depending on which side you're in your airlock. Go ahead and add a door on each side, in my case. And there you go. You just fill out the rest of the doors. Obviously, you're gonna want walls for the rest of the rooms. But other than that, it should be all good. Go ahead and add on any of the normal squares. I normally put these. You can do it on the 4-box loot rooms, but any of the normal squares, I normally add the jump up path. And then any of these are just 4-box loot rooms. I'll go ahead and show what one of these looks like. Go ahead and do this on top and bottom for these. And then that should be enough loot for early game for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the roof really quick here. And then go ahead and start on the next couple floors. Normally whenever you're building a space, you want to have the first 3 floors done as soon as possible, just so your team has places to store loot, so you can get a good start on wipes, so you can have enough time to do the full footprint. I normally just do the loot room style as the same. This one is the only exception right here. This is normally where I put TC, so I'll normally put a wall on the side of the jump up with a frame on the other side, or with a single door frame or a double door, it doesn't really matter. You want to make sure everything is hard side looking into this. And then right next to it, I normally do batteries and stuff like that in here. So I'll normally do like a battery with some generators for early game turrets. As for the rest of this, I fix my wall. Go ahead and make another jump up. My TC on 2nd floor. Just because I find it's not really a rated location on bigger clan servers that you'd be building this space on. So it's all personal preference though. Next bed floor is a little bit tricky because I ran it a little bit differently. I just normally do 1 triangle per and 1 square per loot thing, just for bedrooms. And then on the one you want to do, jump up on, you just build the jump up, and you can leave an extra triangle open, or you can close it off as honeycomb. Doesn't really matter. And then this should be your full starter core finished. Building this like how I would into a wipe, you want to start on your next layer of honeycomb out. You can put door on either side of this. I normally put it on the right side. And then go ahead and build 3 floors up on all of these, all the way around the base. I normally do 6 entrances to this layer. You can do 3, 6. I wouldn't go any lower than 3 though on this. You want as much mobility for your team as possible, in my opinion. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple walls here for our next airlock. Go ahead and add a jump up. So this is where our next door path will be. Go ahead and add a jump up. And continue on this triple triangle path. And go ahead and add a door on the outside. while you're looking down here for your TC connection, you can add another ladder hatch frame, and then go ahead and add 2 door frames, windows on the sides of those. These will be your ladder hatch path up to the top. The way I run this base, I have them combining, so I'll have a ladder hatch path and then the triple triangle right behind it. So you can kind of jump up and continue on the triple triangle like that. So far for me, it's worked pretty well. Just adds extra ways to core. So I've been enjoying it. Obviously to seal off the peaks, but for right now we can go ahead and get started. I just run a triple triangle off of the triangle piece on the top. Then on the square pieces, I just do 1 triangle here. Nothing really super special. Most circle bases have them. Next would be I put ladder hatches or door frames and then solid walls here. And then you can put windows on this side of each side. And then a door frame on the back side of here. So you can run your full inner peaks floor. Then go ahead and seal that off. I don't really run any special jump ups or anything through middle core to open core. I just normally run the external jump up pass for the chutes into open core. I find that it's pretty hard to make an open core work with a centralized jump up through the center that isn't a ladder hatch. So if you want to, you can obviously add a ladder hatch into open just through one of the middles or through any of the pieces you see fit. Let's go ahead and seal right there, and then on our external path, we can start building out the rest of our peaks here. This is what our peaks are going to look like without any of the outer shell. Obviously, to seal this out, you're going to need to start building up more of your shell and more of your honeycomb. Main shell now, start working on outer shell and honeycomb. Obviously, you can see the door path here. So I'll go ahead and put those doors down now. This is your airlock for the front. I'm going to start off with 2 half walls on each side of the door, right here. And then you go ahead and put windows on each side. These are going to be your breach peaks. Go ahead and put a half wall on top of both of those, and then another window for the next layer of breach peaks. Obviously, if you only want 1 layer, or if you're doing all the way up the base, whatever, just keep following this pattern of half wall, window, half wall, window, and they should line up pretty well for your roofs. The rest of it is just going to be solid walls, so let's go ahead and stack your walls up from there. One thing I will want to mention is you want to place your roofs before you seal these. You want to place and upgrade them. So in game, without no clip, you can't no clip and place through the window here. So you want to be crouching and placing these from the side and then sealing them off afterwards. You don't want to seal them off obviously previously. I normally do run this full layer and then this layer right here, just extra honeycomb. I'll go ahead and re-show how to place these on this side as well. And these will be your breach peaks. Go ahead and fill out the rest of the honeycomb here. I had door frames on all of these missing triangles right here, just to increase door path. And then you want to go ahead and put a solid wall, a half wall, and a low wall on all of these. You don't have to initially add this honeycomb. It's just extra door path and extra raid cost, obviously. So whenever you get the chance and the materials for that, go ahead and put that on. You can go ahead and seal off most of these. Based on these, I'm going to go ahead and no clip really quick just to give you a better perspective. I'm going to place a triangle, half floor, and then a square floor on that half wall. If you want to be able to place this, you have to find an angle on the side. So normally you can leave this open and then close it after, or etc. You can figure out there's different ways to place them, but that's normally how I do it, is I just don't upgrade one of the side pieces right here, and then I just go ahead and go in and place my breach peaks there. As for the rest of this, you can just wall it off if it'll let me. There we go. You can just wall off the rest of it, and then go ahead and place these. my mistake. These are supposed to be door frames on each of these sides. Sorry. Place. There we go. So yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and build these out really quick. Now, all of the breach peaks should be, for the most part, done. I normally leave this part open. It's covered by inner peaks pretty well, so you should be okay there. The rest of this just needs a wall. Does this need a wall? Yeah, there we go. Whenever you're done with that, just go ahead and seal. You can build out as well these off the inner peaks floor, and then the rest of this, your early game shooting most part, can just be either doored or walled on the outside. So just put your doors on your triple triangle that you just created right here. And then this will be your early game shooting floor exit. And then the rest of this will be bedrooms or honeycomb, depending on how deep you are and what you want. I normally run these as bedrooms, so I'll just put a door frame on the triangle, then a wall on the square, and then you can just double door and put a bed in there, or 2 beds and a locker in there. I'm gonna go ahead and add the jump up right here. I don't think my symmetry was on correctly. And then seal off the rest of that, and go ahead and seal off the rest of the roof. One thing I should note is I always snap my middle triangle to the actual main core right here. Some people do that differently. I just find better stability with this, I think. So it works out for me, whatever works out for you. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my frames for early game shooting floor. You want to prioritize these being metal as soon as possible. Obviously I get that some people aren't gonna have metal sub-hour into the wipe, but depending on your group size and how efficient you're being about stuff, you always want to make sure you're trying to make these metal as soon as possible, just for better defenses. And then, go ahead and wall off all of your jump ups. I normally put a wall in front of the actual piece that you jump up on, and then a door frame next to it. There's a bunch of different open core styles you can run on this base style, but most of them involve the either $7 or $9 loot rooms right here. You can do half walls like I do for the top piece, and then obviously these are going to be priority metal. I'm not really going to focus too much on the grade of everything, but it should be upgraded to high qual as soon as possible, as this is where all your main loot's going to be. And this specific loot room that I've been running on this base for a while, I just run squares on it with ramps on the square loot room parts, and then a triangle on top, just for extra loot storage. Go ahead and half wall this. I can go ahead and show you how to place the boxes for this loot room really quick. Pretty self-explanatory though. I'm gonna go ahead and fly for a quick sec. I normally try to put these as far back as possible on the second floor, just because it helps be able to loot the triangle boxes that you have placed, and then you want to obviously place these as far up as possible, but it's just not too hard. It should be pretty easy. And then I just run half walls around the entire thing right here, and a triangle right here to add more loot in. This is all personal preference stuff. It's all up to you. I just ran this as more loot storage. Go ahead and add a door frame as well as a window for all of your jump up spots. You can go ahead and wall all of this off, add half walls. Obviously create a triple triangle loot room here, and then you can go ahead and you don't want to seal this. You can run jump up wherever. I normally just stack it on top of each other, and then this will be your main entrance into core. Obviously you want this for more stability, and then you can go ahead and place boxes in here and have more loot storage. I normally don't do this on 6 sides though. I would only do this on 3 at max. I find 6 is too hard to get in and out of the core, but it's not really too hard of a jump to make for 3 sides, and it just adds more layers for people to get in. Just added mobility. The 6-box loot room, like this, I normally just put the jump up right away, just for added mobility. And then obviously you want to seal off the rest of the, and then the next piece, you want to build half walls around the entire perimeter except for this one. Do not place this one. And then based on that you can place your ramp. This should also probably be sheet just for better peeking angle. You want to do that on all 6 sides. So I normally just do all frames and then just 2 high walls on each side. Go ahead and cap this off, and then at the full top here I normally just run it as a pancake layer, but it's all personal preference. You can go ahead and seal it. Nothing super crazy. And it stacked above to get to the next floor on this one, and then you're able to run doors throughout it. It's all personal preference on where you like your jump ups. That's just where I found them working fairly well. I snap all of these disconnected as well. Something I should probably mention. And then on this next floor, obviously same goes. I normally just replicate the same jump path. Super simple. Just go ahead and build 2 walls for all of the outer perimeter of the rest of the base, and then everything in this whole layer is just going to be honeycomb for main core. I can just go ahead and show. Simply every wall will be filled pretty much. I'm gonna make sure you're doing 2 walls though on most of this. Don't fuck up like me. Yeah, you just go ahead and place it all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and add a roof on top of this now. Go ahead and full seal it. And now we're ready for shooting floor. Layer. I'm gonna go ahead and build out on the actual base before the frames, and then I can go ahead and show the frames afterwards on each of these. Sorry, I just placed this so it's easier to place. Then go ahead and put a triangle off of each of the half walls for each of the jump ups. I'm gonna go ahead and put a half wall on each side and on the front. Completely box it in with half walls. Go ahead and add your pancake layer dividers if you would like to. I normally do just because it's added stability. This isn't a super tall base, but even without it being super tall, you just want to maximize your stability as good as possible. So I think it's worth the extra mats. This right here, you want to make hard side windows. These are going to be your roof peaks. You want to go ahead and add a frame out into your open core from your roof layer. I'm just going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the honeycomb. Go ahead and rotate these so they're matching. As of this point, I'm just filling out the rest of the honeycomb here in the middle. Obviously, you don't have to go as much if you don't want to, and you can leave it sunken down if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. And then the reason I normally make all of these frames middle, I'm gonna start building out on them right now, but the reasons I normally make all of these frames middle is just because you don't want your wide gaps to be falling during a raid. And normally a lot of these, like this wall frame per se, is going to be always getting splashed here. I'm going to go ahead and build out one of these really quick, and then I can show where you want to put frames on the specific shooting floor. Obviously with your raised foundation here, it's going to be a half floor shorter. It allows for you to have a different angle on the center peak right here. And I think it works pretty well. So I normally run my squares on each of these outer frames, and then the center frame with the shrunken down window has a triangle in the center, and then you can add triangles on the farthest frames on the outer parts. And then obviously your center triple triangle area that you ran your early game shooting floor off of. You want to go ahead and fill that in as well. These are going to be your roof peaks. So you want to go ahead and crouch, and then you can find the angles. They're kind of hard to use, but yeah, it's once you get the hang of it, it doesn't make it too hard. I don't know why this isn't placing. There we go. Cool. Great to me. For the most part, you want most of your roof actually to be sheet on top layer. On the frames, you want to make sure your foundings are metal. I just go ahead and build the entire perimeter of this just to get more stability for roofs and just different things. I find that if you run it, you don't need this many frames to run this wide gap, but I find that once one of these frames gets blown, or one of the floors even for like this center floor right here, that gets blown, then both of these will fall. And it makes it really annoying to play around, so I just normally add the extra frames. I think it's worth the extra cost. I just normally go ahead and add peaks like the other parts of the shooting floor. Go ahead and add windows all the way around. Obviously right here we're going to do our ramps, so I add stability all the way around just for roofs. Go ahead and add both of the ramps. I'm going to go into the no clip to delete it, but you just make that twig and shoot it out if I don't misclick. I normally add these for stability. You can add walls here or windows depending on what you want to do. Add a frame for more stability all the way around. Don't end up doing it. Normally just run windows right here, solid door, and you're able to run beds in a couple different spots in this. Obviously, if you want to go pretty crazy with it, I think in the video I have them sorted like this. But I just have like a garage door right here, a sheet door right here, and then I add an extra bed path. On these little portions here, I normally do a triangle, two triangles, or a triangle floor, two half walls, a window on the full backside that you can put a deployable, and then you can do double doors here, or you can do a single door peak. It's all just personal preference on what you want. If you want a higher offline raid cost, obviously you want to run single doors for this to get to anywhere important. I'm just gonna go ahead and add roofs to the rest of the build. I can go ahead and show the roof path for this. It's just a square, triangle, square, triangle, square. And then obviously you want to snap accordingly. So if you're running the connected side, obviously you want to run the connected triangle. If you're not running the connected side like this, you want to put a frame and connect the triangle disconnected. And that'll just help with better stability. Just gonna go ahead and fill this out. On all of these, I normally run a half floor, just to raise up for better mobility. You don't need it per se, but I personally run it. Just gonna go ahead and fill in this bottom portion. Go ahead and make sure you keep your snapping throughout your entire base. As you can see, it's all the way down. And then in the center right here, I normally put triangles because it's easier to place them, but I normally just run an extra door here, and you can just run 2 garage doors, and then that'll increase your raid cost in case someone does blow out the doors on their way down. Go ahead and add roofs around the entire thing. You can snap in the middle here, it's normally good, but if not, you can snap to either side. It doesn't really change anything. This will be the full layout for the entire main base. Okay, and that about wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I worked pretty hard on this. I haven't really done anything like this before. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I tried to build as slow as I possibly could. I'll probably start doing this more often. I kind of enjoyed doing this, and I think it helps a lot with newer builders. But yeah, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and drop a like. Comment if you guys have any questions, as well as my Discord will be in the description, along with the build sanctuary link and all the timestamps for the build. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching.